We have our watchers are getting concussed running to get to the show.
Concussed? What are you saying? That Kara's brain is in her heel? So she slammed her heel in the door and tore a chunk out. Ooh.
Oh, heel. I thought she said head.
No,
this
I
is
was
what
like...
happens. I don't have my contacts.
Oh, that's going to go really well. Lauren, I laughed out loud because you said, ladies, you look fine, start the show. And at the moment that you said that, she had just run into the bathroom to put mascara on. So, because she was like, why does it look like I don't even have makeup on? So, apparently she was not approving of her looks.
Nope.
Anyway, guys, what is happening?
What's up? Happy Sunday.
I see lots of people in the chat right now. She said, I knew it. Sorry. Happy Sunday, everybody. How's everybody doing? Glad to see you here. This is our favorite show of the week.
Yay!
It's the most fun. We got lots of fun stuff to share. We found, well, you especially, you got all kinds of good stuff, including, if you guys watched the sourcing video that went up yesterday, there is a particular piece of vintage streetwear, which is way cooler than anything I've ever found out in the wild. I mean, I've gotten some cool stuff. Usually it's stuff that I've paid up.
You find stuff.
Okay, hear me out, woman. Don't interrupt me or people will start sending in complaints.
That's true. They do that.
No, you know, I've had lots of really cool stuff. A lot of the cooler pieces I've gotten, I've paid up for. And that's not the same as being out thrifting and getting something for a few dollars. Like, well, actually, my Ralph Lauren jacket that I got the other week.
I never find stuff like that. But $1,000 jacket she pays $2.50 for.
But that's very different, guys. I'll give you a hint. The only thing I'll tell you is the decade. It's from the 80s. Finding something new like that Ralph Lauren jacket, yes, value-wise, it probably is my biggest find ever out in the wild. But as far as like a really cool vintage streetwear piece,
true.
What you found is flipping amazing.
It's pretty cool.
I'm still losing sleep over it, just saying.
Somebody said we wear makeup. Yeah, we wear makeup. I don't wear a lot. I wear eye makeup. That's all I wear.
Me too. Yep. Well, foundation and stuff. Whatnot. Karen, no, I have not sold it yet.
Foundation. You wear foundation.
I do.
Don't wear it.
I have not sold the jacket yet. That's okay. Someone will buy it, especially because last week, and I got like 3-4 different emails and messages of people letting me know. Last week was, I think it was on Monday, was the MTV Movie and Music Awards or whatever.
Do they still have that show? Because MTV doesn't really exist anymore, right? Did it still?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm making it up.
No, I mean, like, what are they having awards for if nobody has videos? Like, I don't understand.
No, it's the MTV Music and Movie Awards, or maybe it's TV and movie awards. Anyway, it's for acting and stuff like that. And so they had The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson was on, and he got an award, and he accepted his award, and he was wearing that same double R.
Exactly, that exact jacket. It was pretty cool.
Ralph Lauren jacket. So I'm hoping that's going to make people be like, I want to be like The Rock. And
I want that jacket.
They're going to go look it up and they're going to buy it. Okay. It's the one that's still available for like $1,000 on the website. I have it up right now for like $850, but it's new. Okay. So
Teresa wants us to tease her mom. I'm calling you out, T. Hi, Mom.
No. I'm not. Listen, Oreos are delicious. Okay. And what is life for if we cannot enjoy Oreos? I just hope that you're using the same trick that Teresa taught me, where you take the fork and you stick it in between the Oreo through the filling, the stuffing. You stick it in there, so then it's stuck on your fork, and it makes it easier.
So you don't drop it in your milk. It's the best.
Yeah, so it makes it easier for dipping in the milk and getting it back out again. You don't have to use your fingers. It's just.
And by the way, speaking of tacos, Teresa's mom makes some of the best tacos ever. We love her mom.
Yeah. So we're coming over. We want tacos and we want Oreos with forks and milk.
All right, we're on our way. We'll be there in about 6 hours.
Anyway, guys, what's happening? It's been a week. It's been quite a week.
It's been a week.
It's been a week. As in, it's been kind of a roller coaster of a week. So we're down to the last week of Pride Month. Last Thursday, some of you may have seen it or maybe not. But last Thursday, we were featured on the eBay for Business Facebook page.
Just this past Thursday. Yeah.
That's what I said last Thursday.
All right. Well, sorry. They say that, I think, like the previous week. Whatever. Keep going. Sorry.
Last Thursday, guys. Listen, woman. Shut your mouth. Let me talk. Don't make me call on our supporters to tell you to shut your mouth.
It's true.
Anyway, last Thursday, we were featured on the eBay for Business Facebook page. We were also on the eBay stories on their Instagram, the main eBay Instagram. And I believe we were on Twitter. I didn't see the Twitter because I don't do the tweeting.
I saw the tweeted thing.
It's called Twitter, and it was tweeted.
I saw the tweet.
She saw the tweet. I did not see the tweet. Anyway, so it's really cool. We had been interviewed a few weeks back, and they were going to do this feature for Pride Month. And I gotta say, we were a little bit nervous, just because I don't know if everybody saw like the ridiculous freak out and comments that were put on the different eBay social media platforms, just because they changed their profile pictures and stuff to Pride colors.
And it was lots of different businesses got attacked. eBay was one of them. If you happen to be on social media, click on any of the profiles that happen to have Pride colors. And the ugly that people come out with behind their computers is just
people saying really rotten stuff. And so we were a little bit nervous about what kind of comments that, the post about us was going to get, because we were putting ourselves out there. But you know what? It was like overwhelmingly positive. People saying really awesome, really nice things.
There was only one nasty comment, honestly, that was directed at us, and eBay was kind of on top of it. They got rid of it within a few minutes.
Yeah, and that was really probably more of a personal attack than having anything to do with Pride Month. And so it was really seriously awesome. A lot of you guys went and commented. I actually put a link to the Facebook post in case you didn't see it and you want to go check it out. You can go see that post. I think it was pretty cool.
It was really cool. I have to say, I was super nervous. I mean, here's the thing. We're going to get a little bit personal here, but we do that with you guys anyway. So, Katie has clearly been out, well, not clearly, but she's been out and been part of the queer community for 20 years.
Over 20 years.
And, for me, this is relatively new. Katie's my first relationship with a woman, and I don't necessarily consider myself part of that community, although I've been an ally to the community forever. As long as I can remember, I have plenty of friends and family members that identify as part of that community. So putting myself out there, getting into my relationship with Katie, I had no fears, because my friends and family are all loving and accepting people. And I honestly had no fear of recrimination or how anyone was going to react in my world, because I know the people that love me, that I love, are nice, accepting, loving people. I really had no fear of it. And with the exception of just a couple of people, it was incredibly well received, and everybody's been very supportive, and it was nobody blinked an eye.
I think a lot of it was that we were very lucky to have a super strong community of supporters and people that watch our show and our Facebook group. I do wonder what the response would have been had it been just an average couple that didn't already have some presence in the community. But I will say, I have the same experience as far as like, friends and stuff like that, growing up and dealing with this stuff. But I also experienced the part of, family rejection and stuff like that. So you hear a lot of people saying, well, what's the point? Why do you need Pride Month? Why isn't there straight pride? All this stuff. Or why in this day and age when everybody's so accepting, why do you need something like this? Or why is eBay doing something like this? What does this have to do with business? And I can tell you from personal experience how powerful and important it is to see people, to see allies openly and publicly supporting you, especially as a young person. For me, I had some very important people in my life that were there for me as older mentors and parental figures that kind of took the place of my own, who were able to rise to the challenge. So I do think it's super, super important for us to be out there and to be visible. And so we really appreciate everybody being so supportive. And then, not to be a Debbie Downer, guys, but I just kind of want to share the whole extent of the experience this week, because I think it's like we had this amazing day on Thursday. We're feeling so good about it and feeling jazzed.
Right. I was super nervous. I was really afraid to put myself out there in a way that I'm a very sensitive person. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. But I am. I mean, Lena, little things I take to heart. When we get insulted on our videos, or when someone says something nasty, I'm always like, why don't they like us? Like, what did we do? And I realize in the grand scheme of things, I'm very good at telling people, like, you don't need to worry about what other people think of you. We all can say that, but I'm one of those people that does take it to heart. So I was a little bit nervous about having that out there and getting some ugly comments from strangers. That's not something I had ever experienced. So I did sit behind the computer, watching all the comments and being super nervous about it. And instead of getting any negative or bad responses, like I was kind of trying to brace myself for, it was overwhelmingly supportive.
Yeah.
And I pretty much cried the whole day reading all of your comments.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Well, and Allison said that her mother wrote her a horrible letter when she left at age 24, and they're fine now, but it still hurts. Let me tell you, like, I completely understand. You know, my relationship with my parents is much better now, and especially with my dad. Well, my mom has always been pretty awesome, but she did also stand her man at all times, as you're supposed to, I guess, in their world. And, you know, but he at one point did tell me that, you know, I could be living on the street and wouldn't help me. And I got maybe a similar letter that Allison got, only from my grandpa, who was always my sweet, nice grandpa. And then that kind of, I guess, illusion was kind of ruined when I got a letter from him. So it is really important. And like Chris said, it's even more important for those young people, or what, it doesn't really matter what age you are, but I think about kids a lot, who aren't out yet, and it's really scary for them, and especially when they see a lot of negativity. But anyway, I did want to say real quick, on Friday, for those of you that may have seen, I had a Facebook post on my own personal page, but it was public and still there. On Friday, we went out with a friend, went to a casino, Ellis Island, to have some barbecued ribs. They were delicious. Did a little gambling, and then I went to go use the bathroom. And I will say, this is like one of those weird things that, like, I just take for granted as being like the norm of my life just because of my experiences. I've had plenty of people think that I was a guy. I don't know why. It's like you have short hair, like immediately people think you're a dude. So I've many times in my life, I've had the experience of somebody called me sir, and then like backpedaling, being like, oh, I'm sorry. And it doesn't really bother me. I don't really care. But I went to use the bathroom, and I literally had just sat down in the toilet. My pants were down. I was mid-pee. This has never happened to me before. All of a sudden, somebody is pounding on my stall door. Like, I am sitting with my pants down. I don't know, feeling a little vulnerable here. Somebody is pounding on my stall door, and then a man's voice, and it was a male security guard, loudly demanding to know if there was a man in my stall. I didn't know what the F to say. I was just like, it scared the shit out of me. So I was just like, I think I said something like, no, I'm a woman with short hair. And then it was like silence. And then I could hear, like, I think it was a woman's voice, like whispering something to whoever the male security guard was. And then nothing. And then I think they left. It took me a while to like get my pee back on, because it apparently had crawled back up inside my body. And my heart was pounding, and I came out, and I just assumed somebody would say something to me. Like, I thought like somebody was going to be there to say something. I don't know. I
apologize. I'm sorry. Our mistake.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I come out, and she's standing outside the bathroom, and so was our friend that we were with. And right next to the bathroom was where the security guard station was. And there was literally like a group. I don't even know how many. I can't remember now. Maybe 5 or 6. Security guards standing around, one of which was a woman, by the way. They wouldn't even look at me. I came out, I was just like, I immediately like loudly told her what happened. We're like a few feet away from these security guards, and she starts like yelling something. I don't know. I think you were like, what the F happened? Or I don't know.
I was yelling at them. What happened? Why not? And they wouldn't
turn around, respond. They wouldn't look at us. And I just wanted to get out of there. I was not in a position where I was wanting to have a confrontation. I just wanted to get out.
But, I was ready.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Chris says I would have demanded an apology. Honestly, in that moment, I just wanted to, I've never, like I said, I've had people mistake me for a guy. I've even had people say like, hey, that's the women's bathroom, don't go in there. And then they realize their mistake. So I honestly, every single time I go into a bathroom, into a public restroom, I consciously brace myself for maybe somebody saying something, because it happens enough and it's awkward and weird.
But here's the thing.
This is the first time that, like, I mean, supposedly a dude was in the bathroom. So they send a dude into the bathroom to go and start banging on a stall door. I don't even know what to say about it. But
it happened at Ellis Island Casino. We went there because they have a good ribs place, but we will never go there again. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway. Lauren, apparently they don't notice I have pretty big boobs, and I don't wear oversized clothing, so it's not like they're not noticeable. Honestly, it's like, I don't know if somebody said that there was a man in there. I don't know if it was like, it could have, for all I know, they knew exactly what they were doing, and it was just, I don't even know. I don't know, but it certainly brought me back to earth after the awesome day we had on Thursday. Because this is like a normal kind of thing that this happens to people. I may not have had somebody barge into the bathroom after me before, but it's just something that I don't know. I don't know what the point is of telling the story other than I just wanted to say it happened.
Yeah, so we had a good day with positive reinforcement, and then the next day not as positive. So that's pretty much why you were telling the story.
Yeah. I don't know.
But anyway, the other thing that we wanted to let you guys know is that we will not be having a show next Sunday. So I can pretty safely say we're going to do a No Pants Friday show. Katie doesn't know that, but we're going to do a No Pants Friday show. It may be a No Pants After Dark this Friday, but we will not be having a show next Friday because we have also been invited to join eBay and a lot of the eBay employees in San Francisco to participate in Pride next weekend. So
we're going to get up.
We will be in San Francisco next weekend, so we will not be having a show on Sunday, but we will do a Friday After Dark show to try and make up for it.
Good idea. Yeah, we will be gaining up in San Francisco with eBay, hashtag WeBay. And so that should be pretty awesome. Yeah, No Pants Friday After Dark. So expect that. And also make sure, if you're not following us on Instagram, next Sunday, since we won't be having the show and we were going to be celebrating and lots of festivities with eBay in San Francisco and the parade and everything, we will, I'm sure, have multiple posts and live videos and stuff like that. So you guys can, make sure you're following us on Instagram and pay attention on that day, because we'll be checking in for sure.
And if you happen to live in the San Francisco area, it is an open invite from eBay that they are happy to have other people attend and be part of their group. They do a large, they always have a large presence at San Francisco Pride. They have a float. They have a lot of employees participate. Yeah. So,
if you do want to, you should. Why don't you send us a message, because they do need to have people's eBay.
Yes, they need to know
username.
They need to know that you're coming.
That you're actually a seller and that you're to be a part of it. So, my Instagram is just Katie Zilberberg. It's linked below. So.
Yep, and mine is LV Pink Panther. Same, linked below.
Yeah, Jill, my email's down below. Send me an email with your seller name, and I'll pass it along.
It is on Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday. So it should be pretty cool. All right. So with that long introduction.
I know. Sorry about that, guys, but
yeah, I just like to, I like to kind of keep people informed of what's going on. It's not everything's always happy times, and real things happen in our lives. So anyway, should we get into our sales numbers for the week? What do you think? Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so here we go. For the week ending yesterday. So it's been real slow. The numbers are not necessarily going to reflect that it's been super slow, but it's because I have one big order in there, and I'll explain that in a moment. But so yeah, definitely the summer slowdown, or all the changes they've been making on the platform. I don't know if you're finding different pages on your seller hub looking different. I talked about this a little bit on Wednesday. There's lots and lots of things that are happening on that seller hub, and different pages and category specifics and things like that look different. So all of the time, all of those little changes take hours and hours and hours of code and affect all these different things on the platform, and that does affect sales. It happens every year, and they tend to make these changes this time of the year. Last year it was April and May. This year they waited until June. So it's definitely affecting people, and I'm sure that they roll it out in stages. And as it's being worked on, it does affect sales. To what way do you combat that? I don't really know, other than just keep doing what you're doing. It'll eventually even out. But
oh yeah, and real quick, some people were saying about the whole incident at Ellis Island. I did post a review on their Facebook page, on Yelp, and on Google. So that's what I did. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so all right, so let's see. For me, I had 45 sales on eBay, 3 on Etsy for a total of $48. eBay gross $17.94 and change. Etsy $9.97 and change. For total sales for this past week of $2,792. My shipping was $347. That does include international shipping and a few heavy items. And then promoted listing fees on eBay were pretty low. I did not sell a lot through promoted listings, so that's pretty good. It was $37 and change. And then eBay final value fees, $295. Etsy final value fees, $89 and change. So total fees of $760. Wow, that confuses me when it's back together. $769. Sorry, I'm reading this backwards in the screen, so just so you know, I can't. $769. So my cost of goods were $403, and what I wanted to say there as one item, the cost of goods is really high because it's a consignment item, and we'll go over that when I show some sales. But my Etsy sales, I had one item that was really, really big, and I put my consignment item, which is the amount that I'm going to pay off to the person that owns it, included in the cost of goods there. Okay, I didn't pay anything for it, but it comes out of the bottom line there. Okay. So total net sales, $1,620. Gross average sale price is pretty good. It was driven up because of that really good item, which is not necessarily a good thing because my net was fairly low at 33 and change. So I'm accepting a lot of lower offers this week because I'm trying, because if you look at my number of sales, it's not that far off than it is on a good week. But it's because the sales are so slow that I'm definitely accepting more than I normally would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Pat says, remind everyone new shipping rates start Monday. Yeah, I think they're in effect today. So basically any shipping you buy today, tomorrow, going forward is going to have that DIM weight coming into effect. So if you don't know what we're talking about, go back a few episodes in our Boss Up and List show, and you'll see one that talks about shipping, postal service costs going up, and it's all about that DIM weight stuff. Okay, so mine. Let's look at mine. I've got 20 outgoing eBay orders, 10 for Etsy for a total of 30. eBay, my gross was $1,447 and change. My Etsy was $550, and so my total gross sales just barely missed hitting $2,000. My shipping, $175.92. My promoted listing fees, and that's eBay and Etsy together, is $73.12. My eBay final value fees, a little over $173. My Etsy fees, almost $50 there. So my total cost, $472.23. My cost of goods, $120. So my total net sales is $1,405.24. My average sale price, gross, is $66.58. It's up pretty high because I didn't sell a high quantity of items, but I had a number of high dollar amount sales. So that really bumped that average sale price up. And so my net average sale price is pretty high, $46.84, thanks to a few high dollar items that went out this week. So those are my numbers. It's okay. eBay, Etsy's definitely keeping my income a little higher, because otherwise
I just had a really big day of sales drop off too. So like now I'm looking at my last 7 days as of today is like $1,200 on eBay. So it's pretty low for me.
Yeah. And I don't know, that's 1 week. And I don't know what's happened with eBay on the overview. It's not even just the overview, it's also on the performance tab and Seller Hub, but like where it shows you the EKG that shows you your daily sales. I've only had one sale today, but it was $120, which is pretty awesome. It shows today I've done $30 so far. So I'm like, I didn't even sell a $30 item.
I've had 5 sales today for a total of like $130, and it shows I have 0.
So I don't know what's going on there, but whatever. It's just it's not working.
Kind of a mess. But I did want to say before we get into the rest of the show and highlighting of our solds, I just wanted to thank 2 people. I did receive a couple more birthday gifts in the mail this week, and I do love that you're helping me drag this sucker out for the whole month. So thank you for that. One, I did get something from Candace Pitt. She sent me this really, really pretty sun catcher. Peacock sun catcher. I just need to get a little suction cup. It's like the glass thing that catches the sun. It's really pretty.
Oh, you put it like in the window?
Yeah, I want to put it in the window, so I've got to get a little suction cup hook to hang it up. It's really pretty. I'm going to hang it in the window in my office. And then Sunny Raisin, whose real name is Gabby, sent me somebody. I guess we must have talked about that. I love black licorice. She sent me these fantastic bag of this weird Italian black licorice. She's little bite-sized
They're little
things.
tiny.
It's awesome. And then, and I also got a bottle of bubble bath from her too. Pink Panther bubble bath.
So Tony wants to know if we can share how many active listings we have to make those sales every week. You know, we both have pretty high listings. So mine, I'm a little over 2,200 on eBay. I'm over 1,200 on Etsy. She's even higher than me on eBay. I think you're around the same on Etsy, right?
On Etsy, I have just 1,000 listings, and then on eBay, I'm just about 2,600 listings.
But the thing is, like, okay, so I've got 2,200 listings, and then 1,200, which are all ones that on Etsy that are all on eBay as well. So I still have about 2,200 items. Even with that, like I only sold 30 items. It's just that I have my stuff priced really high. If I priced my stuff a lot lower, I probably would have a higher volume of stuff moving out. And so, I'm just saying that because I don't. Because
everybody's business model is different.
It's such a complicated question to say, well, how many listings do you have to be able to get those kinds of numbers? And it's like, well, I mean, it's not just about number of listings, but that's what we have. So, yeah, Chris says, I wish eBay would post warnings on the seller hub when they're making changes that impact what we see. They don't want to give us that kind of information.
Oh, but, so we have a new watcher that Dana, our friend, my assistant and our friend brought a new watcher into the show.
Awesome.
Lisa, I cannot pronounce that last name and I don't want to kill it. So Lisa
Schonenberger, that's what I'm going to say. Schonenberger.
I'm going to go, okay, that might be
I don't know.
I'm going to say Lisa S. So thanks for watching.
Well, I've noticed that Lisa has been commenting on some of her videos with very high energy comments, and we really appreciate that because we love getting lots of comments. You know, it's funny, the sourcing video that went up yesterday, I don't know what it was about that video, but we already have like well over 30 comments, which is kind of a lot for a video.
We usually get about 5 to 10.
No, we usually get
on each one.
Are you high? No, we usually get like around 20, 25. It depends on the video. It depends on the video. We actually usually have a decent engagement level. What's significant about the one from yesterday is it's been less than 24 hours and it's already like over 30 comments. But usually we get like around 20. Oh, apparently she found us on her own. Very cool. Very cool.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. Let's see. So I guess now we're going to talk about our sales highlights. You ready for that?
Yeah, we're already half an hour into the show. We don't have a lot. We don't have a huge haul to go through today, so I guess it's good that we're dragging this out because I know you guys like our 2-hour shows or hour and a half shows.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I think you're the only one that worries about how long it is, and everyone else is like, yeah, whatever, we're having fun. All right. Especially it's like in this business, there's so many opportunities to like have something playing in the background, like whether it's while you're taking pictures or whatever. So whatever, it's you're always looking for content. All right, let's do screen share here. And what you got? What you got?
Okay, so this is not like one of those super exciting things, but I did want to just point this out. I always look in the housewares department, and this was from Savers, and I paid, it was their 50% off tag day, and I think it was marked originally at $5. It was in the original box, but the box was junk, so I trashed the box. And this, I paid $2.50 for this. And it sold for what you see there, $76.97. It sold to California. So it actually cost me about $9 to ship because California is one state over from us and it was not very expensive. So yeah, $2.50.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
The Carrie Bear's mom loves the long shows. So there you go.
Thanks.
All right. So this is a t-shirt that I showed in last week's haul. And I was kind of talking about how there's, all those kind of silly, goofy joke t-shirts and how it's kind of hard to describe why I would buy one over the other because there's a lot of them out there where I'm like, ugh, not funny. But this one I think is just the shark and the color and just the whole thing. And I bought this at Buffalo Exchange. I think I paid like $12 for it. I listed it for $69.99 because I know when I list something, depending on what I want it to be priced at, I pretty much always have a 30% off sale. So $69.99, it's assumed it's going to roll into the sale and go down to about $48. And so I had this listed for a few hours. It had not rolled in the sale yet. And the guy offered $45. And I'm like, it's like $3 under what I want to sell it for. And so I accepted it. So I sold this within a couple of hours of listing it. It's an awesome 80s.
And you paid less than the $12 really once you start to count in all the credits that you get at Buffalo and your trade-ins, all that stuff.
Yeah, but I think such a goofy t-shirt, but
it's so cheesy.
I love it, but in a good way. That's the thing. It's like there's so many joke t-shirts out there that are just terrible that it's like the fine art of curating good jokey vintage t-shirts.
Right, exactly. Very much cheap. I'm gonna have to clarify that comment there. She says, I found an old personal vibrator this week at an estate sale and thought of you. I'm not sure how to take that as Angie calls them, the teeth rattlers. They sell well. So yes, I'm glad you thought of me. I hope you bought it and you're listing it.
All right, so next one for you.
So this is actually one that I didn't pay anything for because Miss Katie got this in one of her weekly boxes that she sources from her guy, her guy that sends her stuff from Pennsylvania. So I paid Zippo for this, and because she hates pants, so she'll give me the pants, the kids' clothes, and the hats and the shoes if she gets them and doesn't want them.
Well, he's not supposed to send them to me, but every once in a while stuff gets slipped in.
This was an early one that he had sent these, and I sold them for $69.97.
Not too shabby. All right.
Oh, I know, Grandma. I didn't take it as shade. I was just teasing you.
She was acting like she just like, oh my Lord, I don't even know why somebody would say that about me. All right. Next one for me. Guys, remember these t-shirts from last week? So these are the t-shirts, the undershirts that Vicky found for me, and I picked up 12 of them. 2 of them were this Montgomery Ward brand, and 10 of them were Sears men's store brand. And so I listed the Montgomery Ward t-shirts as individuals. So I had 2 quantity. One of the Sears as an individual t-shirt, and then the other 9 I put into lots of 3. Somebody offered $30 for each of these, one person. And so I sold the 2 t-shirts to someone for $60. And it was within a couple of days of me listing them. And these are the t-shirts I tried to trade into Buffalo, and they didn't want them, guys. They didn't want them. And I already, I paid 75 cents each because they were 99 cents, and it was 25% off. 75.
See, you say I never give you anything, and look at how many you have left, and I could have kept those for myself.
You didn't want them.
I did too. I actually gave them to you because I thought it'd be a good idea.
Don't be a liar.
When you said you were going to trade them in, I was like, oh no, I knew they would sell for more this way. So I'm glad you did.
$60. I paid $1.50 for the 2 of them together, and sold quick. So hopefully I'll sell the rest of them here pretty soon. All right, next one for you.
So this was the last of my garage sale posters with Led Zeppelin. This is one of those blacklight velvet posters. I paid $1 for it. I took an offer for $100. And I've sold all at that. I think I posted on Instagram yesterday. See, look at the size. It's wasn't perfect by any means, nor did they expect it to be perfect. I sold 4 of these Led Zeppelin posters. I paid $1 a piece, so $4 total for 300 and I think it was $375
or something. I don't know.
No, I think it was like $375 for all 4. I don't know. I don't have my Instagram post in front of me, but somebody can feel free to call me out. It was 300 and change anyway. It was more so
awesome.
And they ship first class. They ship in these nice rolled tubes that are like 12 ounces. And yeah.
Yep. But this is kind of like how it's funny because you sold those pants that I gave you, and then I sold the t-shirts that you gave me, and then you sold these, and I found these at the garage sale for you. So that's kind of how we operate. We're usually like giving stuff to each other back and forth, depending on who we think will like selling.
Exactly.
More.
And you can buy reprints of this that are currently made. You can buy a velvet flocked Led Zeppelin poster that is made now in China, and they can. You know, I think you can get them delivered for like $10, like anything else in China. You can get it delivered super cheap. It's not an original, but it's the same thing. So realistically, someone wants that original. Don't ask me why, because it's not in great condition. I suppose if I wanted to frame one, I wouldn't care whether it was old or new. But hey,
I don't know. All right, this next one is pretty awesome. So this t-shirt, this is just a t-shirt that when I was at a Savers, came across this. It was it felt very expensive. It still had the tag on it. And so I looked it up and I saw that Paul Smith jeans, the stuff sells pretty high. I don't remember having a whole lot of t-shirt comps.
Sold a pair of Paul Smith shoes this week.
Nice. But I was like, when I saw kind of like the level of this this brand, the prices and stuff, I just decided to price high because it was new with tags. And so I've had this for a few months. It sold for $140, guys. This t-shirt sold for $140.
It's crazy.
It is going, I have to ship it out tomorrow. It's going to, I believe, Singapore.
Oh, mine's going to Australia.
There you go.
Paul Smith shoes.
So they paid $140 plus shipping. So I'll make a few bucks more off of that. But seriously, and I was so happy to see the sales. This actually happened on Friday, and I'd only had a couple of smaller sales that day. And then this happened, and it was nice to have like suddenly my sales day be kind of more normal, just because of this one t-shirt. But crazy.
That's cool.
So yeah, so if you can tell that something is like really nice material, like there's just, I don't know if you've ever felt a really expensive t-shirt.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
you can
thicker,
tell.
it's nicer for sure.
It's kind of like got that stretch to it, and it's just really nice. All right.
And Paul Smith is a good brand you need to keep an eye out for anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a bolo brand in anything. So this is just little Hawaiian dress, little sleeveless muumuu. Nothing fantastic about the style itself, but the pattern I thought was just beautiful, right? I think I paid about $5 or $7 for this. That's generally what my price point is on these, $5 to $7. And it's just the pattern, the colors were super vibrant and just really, really pretty. And this sold for the price that you see there, the sale price, no offer. The sale price is $62.97, and it shipped back to Hawaii, which happens very frequently with my muumuus and dresses. And the vintage Hawaiian stuff especially tends to go back. So it shipped first class, very lightweight, very soft. Yeah, that's about all I have on that.
So anyone
really
know, did it come with a pineapple?
It did not come with a pineapple.
Erin, I'm assuming you're asking about the Paul Smith t-shirt.
Paul Smith is a current brand.
Yeah, it's current. Carrie said, I didn't know muumuus could be short. Muumuus come in all kinds of shapes and sizes.
Yeah, that's kind of they do. They're different types of muumuu, because it's more of like a shapeless dress. That's kind of why I called it a muumuu.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next one is this Rolling Stones t-shirt. I did not sell this for $350, so I'll just say that right off the bat. I got this from that garage sale that we went to. It was the guy who was selling off all of his eBay stuff. Mm-hmm. And this was pretty much the only vintage thing I found. So with what I paid for everything, it averaged out to $5 a piece. So I bought this for $5. And actually, when I looked up comps on this, there were a lot of them that have sold for a lot cheaper than I would have expected. But I was holding out with a high price. But with the sales being pretty slow, when that happens, if I get a decent offer on something, I'm going to take it so I can bring some cash in. And in this case, somebody offered $150. I've had this listed for a couple of months now, I think it's been. Mm-hmm. And so I took $150. I paid $5 for it. Took $150 for this t-shirt. So I think that wasn't a bad deal.
I'm getting better at accepting offers. I used to be that person that would hold out and hold out and hold out all the time for that higher dollar. Mm-hmm. And I still do to a certain extent. I definitely price things high, but now if it's a reasonable offer, I'll be like, all right, really? I paid $5. Yeah. You're offering me $100 instead of $140 that I really wanted for it. All right, I'll take the $100. Now, and I'm finding that I'm turning over my inventory a little bit faster because of that. So you learn as you go.
What I do is if I have a hunch or a feeling that something might be able to sell for a much higher price, I will price it really high. I'll give it like a couple of weeks, and then I maybe will start bringing the prices down a little bit and see if it goes. But there's so many times where I'll list something high and it'll sell within 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And, so it doesn't hurt to try.
Yep. And I showed this one in one of our haul videos just a couple weeks ago. I think I've had this for maybe 3 weeks. It's been listed. This one did sell for a best offer. So I did take an offer on this for $95. I paid up a little bit on this one. I believe she was listed at $30 at Goodwill, and I had gotten her when it was the 25% off day. So, with tax and everything, I paid about $25.
Very cool.
But she was just in beautiful shape. She was clearly unplayed with. Nobody could have kept that hair that nice otherwise. Yeah. And just, a pretty doll. You can still buy her new easily. She's not, I don't believe she's retired. So to get that much out of it, I was lucky. I did well.
Yeah. Dana, believe me, I get plenty of low ball offers too. So I get lots and lots of like $10 offers all day long. All right, next one, guys. Yep, I sold it. I did sell it. I did not sell it for $840. This is another one. I didn't know if it was going to sell for $1 bazillion, but I had done the auction, started at $1,000, It was blasted all over the interwebs, all over social media. I don't know that, you know, I could have gotten any more exposure for this listing. And so I ended up, like, I was having, this was like earlier in the week, my sales were down real low, and somebody had offered me like a week ago $400, and it was somebody who was like, you know, I know this is a really low offer, but I'm a teacher and I just can't offer anymore. I totally get it if you can't accept it, blah blah. And at the time I had like come back to him with like 650 or something like that, and didn't get any response. And so this week, when I was just like, oh, I need to have some cash flow going, so I messaged them. I said, hey, if you still want the t-shirt, I would be happy to accept your offer this time. And so they right away, they sent me another offer for $400, and I accepted. And I got $400 for this t-shirt, which I'm happy with. Remember, I spent $1,000 on 30 t-shirts, and so 400 for just one of them is not too bad. I will take it. And hopefully the person who got it is real happy now.
Okay, so when I went and bought out some of the contents of a storage unit from a local gentleman a few weeks ago, it's been about 3 weeks now, maybe 4 at the tops, but I think it was about 3 weeks ago, I purchased an entire stereo system and entertainment components. Lots of them were this Onkayo, which is a higher end, or was a higher end, highly desirable stereo components. They still have some value. They're not super high end anymore. You know, I have his receipts from when he purchased this. Each piece was somewhere around $300 or $400 back in the late 80s, early 90s. Obviously, that's not the case any longer. So anyway, let's just say I purchased 7 or 8 different components. I've sold every one except one so far, and they all sold for around this price. Could I have waited for a little bit more, another 20, 30 bucks or so? Absolutely. But I have about $15 on average invested in every one. And I was much happier trying to flip them all faster. I've sold them all from $75 up to $130, depending on the component. And every one I've charged shipping on. So I only have one left, and they've all sold within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. That t-shirt, the Def Leppard t-shirt, it was special because it was very, very limited number were made. I had a whole story in, if you go look at my Instagram, and you'll see the whole story behind it. But it was just a very, very limited run of t-shirts that came out in 1990. So
yeah, so this sold for $110 plus shipping, $39.95. It did cost every bit of the $35 to ship this because this component is heavy. This one is almost 15 pounds as opposed to like the standard VCR type size items that sell, you know, they're usually under 6 or 7 pounds total. And this was also much larger than most items that you see. This is every bit of 15 pounds. Of course, it went to the East Coast from here. So $35 FedEx. I received positive feedback on it today. So it made it there, didn't get smashed.
Nice. All right, guys. I'm loving this sale right here. Mountain Gay Rum. I had to get this shirt when I saw it. I got this at Savers, so I only paid a few bucks for it. And, you know, I've gotten multiple offers for it on eBay, but never enough. And then somebody bought it on Etsy. And let's just see, what did it sell for? We're going to use Flipper Tools and check it out. I actually have a sale going on Flipper Tools, so it did not, or not Flipper Tools, on Etsy. So it did not sell for $47.99. It sold for like $42 something. But they paid an extra like $8.50 to get priority shipping. So they paid for shipping. So I can only imagine it was being sent to Chicago, and Chicago's Pride is also on the 30th, their big Pride thing. So I'm going to go ahead and say that maybe the person who bought it got it to wear at Pride because they wanted it fast. And I think it's an awesome shirt to wear for Pride, if I do say so myself. So pretty cool.
Okay, so this is, again, I always talk about vintage linens. Definitely look up vintage linens wherever you are. I probably should use that as my other photo. Again, as you can see, I'm not that person that's going to steam and iron everything. I don't. It was clean. It had some fold marks. It is what it is. But it was a nice brown vintage tablecloth, and I paid $3 for this at an estate sale, and maybe like 3-4 months ago I purchased it.
Okay. So
I wasn't hanging on to it for very long.
Let's see what you sold it for. Bam.
Sold for $69.95 on Etsy, plus they paid $10 shipping.
Nice. Grandma Cheap Sheep says that she toured Mount Gay Rum Factory in Barbados and got drunk.
I went there, but I didn't tour it.
Oh, okay. You just looked at it.
Yeah, I drove past it actually
Drove past
when I was
it.
there. Yeah, when I went to St. Thomas and St. John, and
that's funny. All right, next up, I have a twofer. I got a couple of Etsy sales here. This one, I've had this for a little while. Probably, I think I've had this almost a year. This one is actually I've had this a little longer because I got like 3 or 4 of these jackets at the bins in Oregon. So it was just before I moved here.
I was going to say I don't remember seeing this one
at all.
So.
And so this is actually a signed IndyCar racing jacket. It's super cool, and I like the coloring on it. But yeah, it's got like a couple different signatures on it. I don't even know. It definitely has Dale Jarrett on it. I don't know who this dude is that signed it on this side. It's even got like all this yellowing on the collar, which now I think my cleaning stuff that I use, I would have been able to make that look a little bit better, but whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
I know, right? It's disclosed.
It is.
And so let's see what this sold for. It sold for $99.99, which actually, again, it was on sale, so it was 10% off. So it sold for $90, but the buyer was in Australia, so they paid for shipping. I believe they paid $24.50 to have that shipped to Australia. I love my Australian buyers, because guess what? They didn't just buy this jacket. Well, no, it was a different buyer, but a different Australian buyer bought this sweatshirt, this Arizona State 1997 Rose Bowl sweatshirt.
So I'm selling those Australians.
So I'm selling sweatshirts. I'm selling jackets. And they're heading
all you people that say, hang on to your Christmas stuff, hang on to your winter stuff. Listen, if it's not listed, it's not going to sell.
Yep.
I sell jackets, sweatshirts, winter things, Christmas things all year long. Don't hold things back and put them up for certain seasons. Maybe price your things a little higher, knowing that it may not sell until later in the year, but definitely don't hold back.
Friends of the show, Linda and Glenda down under, they could tell us that, you know what, it's a little chilly in Australia right now, probably.
It's just getting there.
Because
it's fall-ish.
Because they're the opposite of us, just about. And so it's like a bazillion degrees here. But in Australia, they want something a little warmer. So let's look at the sweatshirt. They paid $47.99, or it was on sale, so like $42 something, but then they paid another $23.50 for shipping to have it sent over. So those are 2 great sales in Australia. They paid shipping, both on Etsy, so less fees paid than had they sold on eBay. But yeah, I love Australia for my vintage streetwear stuff.
Okay, so this is one of the things that I talked about in my sales. I did say I had a big sale on Etsy. This was a consignment item. I have a friend that lives here in town that gave me 4 or 5 different items that are very high end to sell for her on consignment. I don't do consignment very often anymore. As a matter of fact, she's my only consignment client right now. And the only reason I did it for her is as a favor. And actually, it's a 50-50 split after fees. It's actually a little bit less than 50-50 is what she gets. I get like 60, so it's like 60-40. But she gives her amount that she is making from these sales is all going to her foundation. She runs a burn foundation where she gives scholarships to people to get to the burn conference that I attend every year. She's also a member of the burn foundation that I work with. So yeah. She's a super nice local lady. Her mom was a burn survivor, and she's been involved in the community her entire life. Her mom passed away a long time ago, but she's still super involved.
Yeah. Well, and plus, it's like when it comes to consignment, it's like if you're going to do it here and there, then do it with high dollar amount
items. I only do it with high dollar items.
Because
everything she sent to me is high dollar, and they're all art pieces, so they do take a bit to sell.
So this one sold for?
It actually sold for a little bit less than that because I had a sale running in my shop, so it's not showing it sold for 800 and whatever that. I don't have a calculator right in front of me. Hold on. So I want to be accurate.
She has to calculate. But yeah, it sold really well. So Red Robin Reseller says, I just put Christmas stuff in storage today. But Robin, I know you have like a bunch of stuff to list. So we're not saying like you need to get to that Christmas stuff and list it right now. But if you have stuff and you're ready to list it, just go ahead and list it. Like, don't worry about waiting. But I'm sure you have plenty of other things you can be listing.
So it sold for $870, and the customer was super excited to get it. It actually got delivered yesterday. This is one item that I shipped. It's actually not very large. So what I did was I double boxed it. I shipped it in a large flat rate box. It went to New York City. So the shipping itself was $17 and change in a large flat rate. But I also insured it for the full amount. It's insured for $1,000 and signature delivery. So the signature delivery and the insurance cost me almost as much as the actual shipping did. So it did cost me about $30 to ship it to the East Coast.
Well, and this is a great kind of sale because it's like, it's high dollar. It's going to an older gentleman who has his own company because it's being delivered to like his business.
Yeah, it was delivered to his business.
It's not clothing, so there's no like, not going to be any like fit issues. It's a gift for his mother who's turning like 90 or something like that. So it's like there's like pretty much zero chance that unless it gets broken on the way there and you have to deal with insurance, there's pretty much zero chance that you're gonna have to deal with any kind of returns or fraud.
Yeah, art does not get returned for the most part. Art, we know statues and figurines and things like that do not get returned because people are buying it because they're collectors. So. So Justin, I actually had an appraisal on it, and that's the reason why I had a lot of the information on it, because like my consignment client, my friend, had an appraisal done several years ago. So it actually had a lot of information that I was able to do some research and find the market value. It's appraised at about $5,000. And appraisal value is a huge inflated value on anything. So I included the appraisal with it.
All right, last one is this Denver Broncos wool sweater. Again, it was 140 degrees when this sold. And this actually went to Colorado because it's somebody who's a Denver Broncos fan, I'm sure. Cliff Angle wool sweater. And this is one of those ones we talked about, these Cliff Angle sweaters before. People underprice them all the time, and I always sell them for so much higher than the comps. Like, you'll look at comps and they'll be like $35 like multiple times, and I just don't understand like why people price stuff like this so cheaply, because I sell them every single time. And this one was sold for it was on sale for, so it was about $108, I believe is what it ended up being. So it sold for about $108, and it in the middle of summer, a wool sweater. Like, come on, guys! You're missing out on some good sales. Get your stuff listed. All right, let's go ahead and quit the.
Kimberly says, "I bleed blue and orange. Love me some Broncos."
Yeah. So anytime you see like those Cliff Angle sweaters, I have Super Bowl ones. I've had different teams. They always do really well. People love them. People love them.
Yeah, I've sold them too. I like Cliff Angle.
All right, so you want to get into our haul?
Sure.
You want to start?
Sure. Are we still sharing the screen or no?
No, that's us right here.
Oh, okay.
That's the screen.
Will you share that one then?
You want to do that one first?
Yeah, I'm going to show you one thing that I picked up. It's super big and heavy, so I'm not going to bring it upstairs to show you guys it. Show it to you, whatever. Anyway, so I picked this up at a garage sale. Now, here's the thing. Outdated electronics I don't normally pick up, but this I picked up because I follow so many people on Instagram. And there's another tip I want to give you. If you're not on Instagram, you should be. And not necessarily because it's the place to sell your stuff, although some people do that. I'm not one of them. Instagram is the place where you should be following other resellers so you can learn what sells. We are not the only people that are going to give you bolos. I learn all the time from people that don't even sell on eBay. I learn from people that sell on Facebook Marketplace and Amazon and Posh and all these people that have these different areas of knowledge that I don't have. That's what I'm on Instagram for. I use that to learn. Sure, I use it to interact with people too, but I also use it to learn more than anything else. That's my tool. So this is not something I ever would have looked at or picked up. Somebody showed this in a haul video that there are certain printers that still sell for a lot of money, which shocked the hell out of me because I'm like, who the hell uses printers? And all-in-one printers, fax, scanner, crap. Who uses that anymore? Not a lot of people. But in any case, this was new in the box, new old stock, year 2000 or something like that. So it's almost vintage. I paid $21. The guy wanted 25. I asked for 20. He's like, can you do 21? I'm like, okay, buddy. So $21. It's huge. It's going to cost a bunch to ship. It's probably going to cost $60 to ship almost anywhere. But new in the box, this can sell for almost $300.
That's crazy.
So if you look up this model and look at new and look at sold, or new open box, which is how I'll sell it, Pixma MP830. I'm super excited.
Two people are saying, like Barbara's saying, I do. Robin says, I still have one. Jen has one too.
I have one. I just don't use it.
Listen, guys. Yeah, you might have an old printer, but are you going on eBay and buying one for $300?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Some people are like
I have my Brother laser printer that I use to print my invoices, because yes, I send invoices with my stuff, but I don't. I have one that's a printer scanner fax machine too that I've had. It literally is sitting on one of my file cabinets. I haven't used it in 6 years. So would I consider Amazon? I would consider Amazon. I may do it because I can sell. I am ungated to sell. I would do it as merchant fulfilled. But the thing is, Amazon takes a bigger chunk of fees, but I think I might be able to price it higher on Amazon. I haven't listed it yet. I'll let you know if I do, or remind me to ask me that question.
I'm going to take it off. There we go. All right, I see Dupage Piquer, Greg, said that he was reprimanded at the post office that poster tubes longer than 22 inches need to go priority.
Interesting.
That's good to know, because since I've started doing some limited edition posters, I got these, the poster tubes she had were too narrow and they were extra long. And so I had ordered in a bunch that are 3-inch ones, and they are just long enough that I can fit, because the posters I have been sending have been 24 inches wide. And so I think they're 26-inch tubes. And what I love about them is these big 36 by 24-inch posters that are on really heavy, kind of like cardstock almost paper. In those tubes, they weigh less than a pound. So I've been sending them priority anyway, but technically, like, I thought
I've sent them first class, and I actually put the measurements in, and it didn't kick me into priority. So
yeah, but I will say, when it's like an expensive poster like the ones I've been doing, priority is great. And
I sent $100 one. I sent that.
Yeah. I like doing the priority.
One first class. Nah, I don't care.
And but anyway, but I guess you can't. I don't know, but who knows? Maybe it was. I'd have to see. We'd have to see if like
that's true, Jill. I totally get that when she's saying people like what they like. Faced with researching a new printer versus buying a new old stock one they know, lots of people just buy it.
That's true.
That's true. I get that makes sense, because I am not a person that likes technology. I get stuck and like to have what I have, and I'll keep it forever as long as I possibly can until it shits the bed on me, and then I have a fit because I have to learn something new. So. Yeah. I am that person.
You know what, Greg? I do know that that's definitely true for international, because so he says that it went into effect after the last postage hike. I do know that that's for sure true for international, because when I was listing my posters and putting in like the measurements and everything, so I wanted to make sure what the pricing was going to be. The posters have to go priority international, so it really does hike the price up. Because of the length, because it's like over, I think it is the 22 inches. But
well, I guess it's a good thing that I didn't sell anymore. I don't have any left, so oh well. I don't have to worry about it.
So sassy.
Hopefully it squeaked through, and if I get charged extra, they had to upgrade to priority, then
sassy.
I guess I'll get charged back.
All right. So is there anything else that you want to show, or do you want me to show?
No, I can show a few more things. Okay. So that was one thing.
So we didn't get as far as sourcing goes, neither one of us bought a large amount of stuff this week. I've found a couple of things I thought are pretty cool, but you really I feel like overall you scored like a lot of high dollar items.
Didn't buy a ton, and I actually didn't spend a lot, but I bought some real good quality stuff. I think low cost but high ROI stuff. So this is something else I picked up. I picked this up at an estate sale. I paid $8 for it. This is a vintage Panasonic 8-track player.
It's awesome.
So the 8-track goes in here. I have not tested it yet, but it looks like it's in good shape. They call this the Swiss cheese model.
I like it.
You see why? It's very like deco. So this is 70s Panasonic, made in Japan. Anything Panasonic or Sony or anything like that made in Japan that's vintage. Electronics tends to sell a lot better. Made in Japan products are way better than the made in China ones. So I paid $8 for it. I think it's pretty cool. If this were red, they make a red model. If it were red, it would be like $120. But this one is probably going to be like $75 or so.
It's pretty cool. Sonny, you're going to have to hold your horses. Those shoes, I'm holding out to the end because they're super cool. They aren't red though. They are brown. But I showed like a sneak peek at the end of the sourcing video yesterday. So you're going to have to hold on because those are going to come later in the show.
So we did talk about in the video a little bit, but what I was just saying about following people on Instagram, there is someone that has a fantastic Instagram account. I follow her. I know Allison does. Several other people do. She has a huge Instagram following. She also does a YouTube show, which I have not watched because I'm really bad at that. I don't watch a lot of YouTubers, but her Instagram account is freaking fantastic.
Freaking fantastic, guys. Whoa, you're getting pretty strong with the language.
It's thrift to travel. Thrift to Travel. If you don't follow her, you should. She sells a lot of discontinued items, and what she sells is a lot of discontinued health and beauty aids, and you know, perfumes and lotions and makeup and different types of products and spice, anything, and lots of discontinued stuff. And what she sells is like, once something's discontinued, and like someone said about the about sticking with what they know, people like what they like, and when they put things out of print or they stop making things, people are going to pay up for them. So I'm not one of them.
Lime Skittles.
Yep. Somebody, if somebody like you know, decide that they're going to stop making the eyeliner that I make, because I wear the same eyeliner all the time. It's kind of my thing. I've been wearing it for a long time. If they stop making my eyeliner or my hair color, I'll find something else. I am not paying $100 for a $3 item, but there are people that'll do that. So anyway, that being said, I'm always looking for this stuff anyway, but she definitely has my mind turned on looking different things that I would not have looked for before. I've learned a lot from her.
She made us go to the grocery store the other day to look at these, because she thought they maybe had these spices that were discontinued. They didn't, but.
So one of the things I picked up and I threw in my cart at this estate sale, or at my little hand carried thing, was this cologne. So it's Paco Rabanne, which is a higher end type of men's cologne, but this is discontinued. It's brand new in the box, and it is a large size. So they didn't know what to price it at. It didn't have a price on it, so she threw it in.
No, what she did, you were like, hey, this doesn't have a price on it. And she goes like this. She's like, just throw it in. Throw it in there.
Yeah, so I didn't pay anything for it, and this size will sell for about $100.
$100. A freebie throw in, $100. What?
And then garage sale. Little price here, $1 each. I did pay $1 each for them because I was like, all right, really, am I gonna mess around with $1 each? She was kind of weird, and I didn't want to like try to talk her down. But people talk about Avon. Avon's a low end company, but Avon cologne products and Avon perfume and Avon lotions that are discontinued have a following. This is one of them. This is one from 1987. Avon special edition. It's a men's cologne called Weekend. I bought 9 of them for $1 a piece, and these will sell for at least $50 each.
That's crazy.
At least. They don't make it anymore. And they're all new in the box, by the way. So this lady must have been an Avon rep or something. Who knows where it came from?
Ridiculous. How's it smell after?
Oh, who the heck knows? First of all, it was probably
some years.
Gross to begin with. But if cologne is sealed, a cologne and perfume, if it's sealed, it does not lose its smell. Sometimes things will turn to alcohol or will go away. The smells will go away if it's already opened. So you have to be careful that it hasn't oxidized and changed the smell. But when things are not open and they're still sealed like that, they still, the smell stays the same. So I'll stop there, and then you can go.
Horrible. Horrible.
All right.
That weekend must have been so dynamic to name a weekend for a product.
I know, right?
All right. Ooh, Greg says I sold. Did you bring that polo thing up?
I did not.
Okay, so Greg says that he sold a 1979 Ralph Lauren Polo Cologne gift set for $85. We went to another place, and what was it?
A 1978 Ralph Lauren Polo Cologne gift set. The gift that came with the cologne, which is a set of mugs that are new in the box. I paid $7 for. They'll sell for about $50. But I didn't bring those up because
that's pretty cool. You know, a lot of other stuff. All right, so first of all, things not necessarily so exciting. This is probably more just like when you see this stuff, you should definitely get it if it's a good price, because I sell these all the time. This is the Spyder brand, SPYDER. This particular thing it's called a core sweater, but it's really more like a pullover kind of jacket. And I got this for less than $10, and this should sell for $50, somewhere around there. But it's just, these just are really, this brand, I just sold a jacket like last week for like $60. That was a different type. But these core sweaters is what they're called. Here, I'll show you.
It's like this ribbed sweater. It's really thick. It's not a sweatshirt. Yeah.
Yeah. I consider it like more like a jacket, but they call it a core sweater. But yeah, if you find these for a decent price, and I love this green color. Green's like my favorite color. So it's fantastic.
It's kind of a strange green, actually. In person, it's not. It's not quite a Kelly green. It's a weird green.
Close. But anyway, it's pretty cool. But I always grab those if it's a good price.
And Sunny asked real quick, can a Lancome bag be sold on eBay? Yes. Yes. There's no reason why not.
Yeah. All right. Oh, Vintage Fiend. I got $75 for a core sweater. I think I priced it. I already listed it. I think I priced it for $120, but then it'll go 30% off. So I think I have to price it. So it'll be like 80 or something like that. But then there's room for people to make offers.
Yeah, Barry, we can't really do the URLs while we're doing the show, but if someone else wants to put in a link to her Instagram page, Thrift to Travel, feel free to do that in the if you're able to.
Or just say what it's at Thrift to Travel, right?
Yeah, at Thrift to Travel.
Is it spelled out too, or the number 2?
TO.
Thrift 2. Okay, gotcha. Anyway, this next one, this is a Burton Dry Ride hoodie. And this is actually new. And I got this for, I think I got this for like around $10. And it's got fishing lures all over it. Now, Burton is typically considered like a snowboarding, like you get a lot of like snowboarding jackets and stuff like that. But so this is kind of unusual, this particular hoodie. I saw this. I don't normally pick up stuff like this fishing stuff. But Burton's a really good brand. It's kind of spendy and it's new. Like you can see like the little poles are all still coiled up. And
it had a tag, didn't it?
It had like just the plastic thing coming off of it, but there was no actual tag on it. But anyway, so I saw it and I went ahead and I looked it up and I saw that in the last year, multiples of these have sold for $70, $80. So I was like, yeah, I'll buy that for like $10. And it's just this really, they call it dry ride. These types of hoodies, they're like a really good, I don't know if they're just like water resistant or what, but you can feel them. They got the little thumb hole in them. But yeah, just a super cool hoodie.
Sunny says, don't ever fall asleep on that jacket, the rib jacket. You have these nice lines down your face.
That's very, very true. All right, and I have one other jacket here that I got. This is super small, but I've sold very small motorcycle jackets like this before. So this is just a really cool motorcycle jacket. It has no tags in it whatsoever. Nothing to identify the brand.
That's like a men's extra small or a woman's small.
It's a small. It's a men's.
Yeah.
I compared it to like the measurements of another one I had. And it's got this really cool like double. I have it zipped up on one side, but it's got. Let me show you zipped the other way. It's got like a double zipper, and I don't know if it's like to be able to adjust the size or if it's just to look cool. Because I've looked up like pictures of other ones that are like this, and it just
I can see some girl wearing that over like a lacy Betsy Johnson dress with a pair of Doc Martens.
Maybe so, and I'm sure that they would look up. I list this as men's because it is a men's jacket, and any girl that wants to buy a motorcycle jacket is probably smart enough to look under men's as well. But it's just really nice, vintage, in really good condition, nice heavy old school zipper on it. And it's just a really cool jacket. But yes, very, very, very small.
No, it's not missing the inner liner. It doesn't have a big heavy liner. He's talking about the snaps, the snap that you can see when you opened it. Like I thought the same thing, that it was missing something.
No, it's this. It's those these
snaps. You can see it on the inside.
It's just the back side of that. What do they call it? The grommet or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very, very
nice.
Nice.
Very Madonna 80s.
Yep.
That's the look I was thinking.
But I just want to say, like, just because something doesn't have a brand when it comes to these kinds of jackets, it really doesn't matter. It's very high quality, nice and heavy. It's not super stiff, so I would think that if it fit you, it would be very comfortable. And so these you can still sell for a good amount. It was priced at $30, but there was 25% off. And so, but I should be able to sell this for well over $100.
I bet the tags might have been cut out. Sometimes the tags are in the pockets, but
yeah, I looked everywhere. But I bet it will sell on Etsy. I wouldn't be surprised if it sells on Etsy before it sells on eBay. All right.
I think that's an Etsy sale too.
Yep.
So I do have some shoes. I was pretty fortunate with the shoes in the men's area, estate sales.
Real quick, Barry said I could totally rock that jacket if it was my size. It's real tiny, and my boobs will never be small enough to fit in that size jacket that size. But yes, I think I would look pretty cool.
You would. So I always look again at clothing at estate sales because one of the things, except for the exception of one of the ones we went to this week, clothing is generally priced very reasonably at estate sales. And depending on how old people are, or what type of socioeconomic status they're in, go look at the shoes, because shoes people spend money on. My mother used to always say, if you can't afford to spend good money on a lot of shoes, spend a lot of money on clothing, spend money on your shoes, because shoes last longer and people judge you by the shoes you're wearing. I don't know what the heck that means, but anyway, I have a thing for shoes.
Real quick, these came from the place with the Mickey Mouse stuff, right?
Yes.
So this particular sale we went to, the first day, Barry was actually there, and he totally scooped up all the good clothing, but that's okay because I'm not real huge into Mickey stuff. But this house, they had tons and tons of Mickey statues and all kinds of stuff, and everything was priced super high. A lot of money had been spent on all those collectibles. Everything was priced super, super high, and yet that's where you got that cologne too for free.
And something else that I haven't shown
and something
yet.
else she hasn't shown yet, but that you paid more of like a higher price for. But the shoes, I mean, how much did you pay for the shoes?
I paid $8 a piece for the shoes. And I got 2 pairs there and 1 pair at another one. But in any case, these are just really nice Johnston and Murphy, which is a nice men's brand. I think I've probably mentioned them before. Johnston and Murphy. These are brand new. These are not worn. They actually all came with the little shoe stretchers in them, which is really nice. I will probably sell them with the stretchers just because why not? That just adds a little value. Nice tasseled woven loafer. I'll probably sell these for at least $100 because they're new. And they're a good men's size. The other pair that I got here, these are a little bit dated and they have been used. Not super dated, but these are probably early 2000s. I'm not going to find the exact model, but these are Bruno Magli. Really nice Italian-made, soft black leather loafers. They're not overly used or anything like that. Bruno Magli is that brand that people think of because it was the shoes that were made famous by O.J. Simpson in the trial. But anyway, these are a size 13 men's. I paid $8 for these as well, and I'll probably sell these for about $70. And then this is my good pair that I got. These I paid $10 for at a different estate sale. These also came with the stretchers. These are new. These are Ferragamo. So Salvatore Ferragamo men's. Salvatore, just so you know, Ferragamo shoes are they're a good brand and a good bolo to look for in general, but Ferragamo men's shoes are far more desirable than women's shoes. Women's shoes, they're a dime a dozen. Ferragamo's been around for generation after generation. Some sell for good money. A lot of times they're very underpriced and they don't have the value that they used to have online because there's so much of them out there. But the men's shoes are very, very well made. Made in Italy, 10.5, good men's size. They're brand new. They sold at Nordstrom Rack for $265. They retail for about $600 new, and I think I can probably get close to the $265 to $300 for them anyway.
Crazy.
The men's shoes, when they're new, Ferragamo shoes sell very well, and also this color is very popular. Yes, black is the most popular, but this is that maroon, that burgundy. It's called Cordovan. That is the most popular color, or one of the most popular colors for men's dress shoes, because it's the color that you wear with brown or the color you wear with navy, and that's people like that color.
Nice.
I will sell them with the stretchers, Grandma. Yep.
Foreign Hustler said, love the eBay shirt. I want one now. Yeah, I got Dom from eBay sent us a couple of these a while back. But I'm really hoping that we get t-shirts when we go over to Pride next week with eBay. And I will see what I can do about maybe scoring us some other swag that we could give out to some of our peeps out there.
Okay, so this I bought at the Mickey Mouse estate sale. It was the one thing that I saw in the photos that I wanted to go in and get. I always scope out photos on estatesales.net because if they have good photos, you're going to expand the photos, like blow them up, look at the things in the corners that they're not highlighting. This is something that was not being highlighted, and it's something that I've purchased before. I paid $40 for it, so I did pay up, but this is one of those Seiko music. You can see our ring light there. Music Melodies wall clock. Again, there are these clocks that people think are inexpensive because they feel inexpensive. They're plastic. They're not. Really? I wouldn't look at this and think it was something high end, but they don't make a lot of them anymore. And there are certain ones that sell for a lot of money. They use Swarovski crystals. They're musical. This particular one is a Disney themed. It has Disney themed songs in it.
This is the When You Wish Upon a Star is on there.
Yep. This will sell for about $200. I knew I was going to pay up for it, but the other stuff made up for the average cost.
It says $45 on it. He came down to 40. You bought a couple of other things, and then they threw in that cologne for free. So you ended up paying $45 for the clock, the cologne,
2 pairs of shoes.
2 pairs of shoes. Like basically, yeah, you made out. So super nice. All right, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a few things here. First of all, this isn't so much necessarily a brand. I haven't even looked up this brand yet, but this is more about style. This is a vintage rugby shirt, and this is a really nice, the material is really nice and thick. It's got those great big stripes on them. This is just like a really classic rugby style shirt, and this is actually from my home state. It's Columbia Knit is the brand, Portland, Oregon. This is made in the USA. 100% cotton, really nice heavy rugby shirt, and these rugby shirts are great because they have like these buttons that are kind of like they have a little give to them. Those plastic buttons, you know what I'm talking about? Or kind of rubber buttons.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm going to sell this for. I haven't looked it up or anything. And so, but the style of rugby shirt. That's like a really nice vintage. It's probably like vintage 90s, maybe 80s. I'll have to look up some more about the brand, the company. But love the green color. And so without looking it up at all, I would hope I'd be able to sell this for at least like $50, but I'll check it out. Yeah, the rubber buttons. It does look like Steve from Blue's Clues shirt. That's true. Maybe somebody will buy it for a costume. Next thing I have, real quick, I've talked about this brand before, Stussy. Stussy, if you watched the video yesterday, the sourcing video, I had bought a Stussy t-shirt to try to flip at Buffalo. They didn't want it. I'm kind of not really picking up Stussy stuff so much anymore. I'll still pick it up if it is vintage for sure, because the vintage stuff still sells. But if it's not vintage, meh. But I did pick this up because it's just a really great classic pullover black hoodie. And it's got the big Stussy spell out on the back, the big logo on the back with the 8 ball. And so I just think this is a really cool, careful there. Careful there. What? This is about to go right in the camera.
You can, oh.
Yeah.
Relax. It's not that close.
Chill. It is. I'm watching it right there.
Chill out.
You're almost going to show them everything. I'm trying to keep your secret.
Yeah.
Seriously. Anyway, so this, I only paid like $3 for it. So, maybe I'll sell it for like $30, $35, but it's just a cool classic Stussy hoodie. All right, I'll show a couple of t-shirts that I got.
That rugby shirt, by the way, reminds me of like Shaggy.
Well, somebody said Blue's Clues.
Oh, Steve from Blue's Clues. Yes. I was thinking like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Somebody said she saw part of it. Just saying. Just saying. I was trying to protect.
Whatever. Protect
the hype. Because it seriously is the coolest thing ever. But actually, this is pretty awesome. This is a piece that I picked up at Buffalo Exchange. This is a Dragon Ball Z all over print. Look at how fantastic this all over print is. It prints all the way over to the sleeve on one side. And then the back, it's got that all over print as well. And this is just a great Dragon Ball Z t-shirt. It doesn't have the tag in it. I would say it's either early 2000s, maybe late 90s. It's very much in the style. I think it's actually.
She tagged Ryan in it. She sent him a message. We were chatting about it.
Yeah, it's got a really, it's got, I think, a nice even fade to it, which I actually think is pretty, makes it pretty cool. I listed this. I already priced it really high. I have it priced at like on sale. It'll be like just under $200. Do I think it's going to sell for that much? I don't know. I don't really think so. I think I can sell for at least $100. But this is exactly the kind of t-shirt where I go, this could, when I list it, get a lot of action right away. Because it's one of those things that's kind of a collector. And I wasn't able to find this one anywhere. It doesn't have a date anywhere on it, so I don't know exactly. But it's just a really cool Dragon Ball Z t-shirt. Okay, this next one I'm going to show you. This is another one I got at Buffalo Exchange. This is a 1988 Miss Saigon t-shirt, single stitch. Now, I didn't look this up or anything. I usually, for the most part, I don't, unless something's priced really high. But I grabbed this because I'm like, oh, sweet, awesome. An 80s show t-shirt. Like, what a cool t-shirt. And then I got home and I looked it up, and I'm like, there's a lot of them out there, and they sell pretty low. Like, they aren't really. I was surprised.
I liked that one. When you
I was surprised. But here's what the experiment's going to be. When I looked up, there's like, I don't know, like 23, 25 of them available in different sizes and stuff. But when I narrowed it down to free shipping, it dropped to 5 listings. And then when I narrowed it down to free returns, it was 0 listings. And so that's kind of, those are all the little things that can potentially allow you to sell something at a higher price. So I'm going to go up and price this up a little higher, not super expensive, but a little higher, and see if with all my policies in place, if I'm still able to sell this. Maybe I'll sell it internationally. I don't know. But if I can still sell it for a decent price, even though everybody else has it priced at like $25 and stuff like that. So we'll see, guys.
What'd you price it at?
I haven't listed it yet, but I'm going to price it at least, I might do $47.99. I might see about $47.99. See what happens.
All right.
You never know. It happens all the time, guys. I'll let you know, though. All right, you go ahead.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so picked this up at an estate sale. I paid $8 for this. It's a nice vintage Harrington polo by Ralph Lauren. So like 90s with the plaid liner. I sold one similar to this for about $69 just a couple months ago, and it wasn't red. I like the red.
The red is awesome.
And it's a bigger size. I already washed it because it did have a couple spots on it. It's in perfect condition now. So I did pay up for that. $8 at an estate sale was a little bit high. But this I actually picked up for $6.99. Again, I wouldn't always pick up men's Hawaiian shirts or dress shirts or anything like that. But I picked this one up because it was, again, it's a vintage 90s polo sport tag. So you don't really see a lot of Hawaiian shirts made that are in the polo sport vein. It does have kind of a muted Hawaiian pattern on it, and it does have a little polo spell out. Okay, it's small.
It's pretty tiny.
It's pretty tiny. It says it back there somewhere. Yeah, it's not anything special, but I still think I can get about $40 for it. It was $6.99, and then it was 25% off day.
Now, does that come with a coconut?
That does not come with a coconut or a pineapple. This one I picked up at that Mickey Mouse garage sale, and again, this was good because they only charged $1 for it. This one is a Disney Store Hawaiian shirt. Now those do sell pretty well. Mickey, Disney Store, the ones that are hidden Mickeys sell a lot better. This is not a hidden Mickey. This is an upfront Mickey in your face. But extra large, good size, dry cleaned because it's all neat and pressed. I paid $1. Again, it'll be like a $45 shirt. This one, I'm going to show two of the things that we talked about in the haul video. Well, so you don't have to sit here for 4 hours.
You're not going to save that one for last?
No.
Okay, go ahead. You guys, hey, hold on a second before you show it. Okay, there are 195 people watching right now. We have 56 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down, which only adds up to 57, you guys. So please, love us or hate us, give us your thumbs up or your thumbs down. Let's get that thumbs up. I'm going to say get the thumbs up to 100. I know that sounds crazy, but there are seriously 200 people watching right now. We can get another 40 thumbs up out of you guys. She's going to show you this one, but we're going to wait till the 100 thumbs up before we show the vintage streetwear piece that made me want to cry. And right now, I might start crying on camera because she won't give it to me. And it's flipping amazing. 25. We just need 25 more thumbs up. Oh, 20. Come on, guys, but go ahead and show that one.
Okay, so one of the things that we talked about in the haul video, in case you didn't watch it, but it was pretty funny, so you might want to go back and watch it, was that I had spotted this as we were checking out, saw this shirt from far away. It was on the go back rack as we were checking out at Savers. And I saw this shirt and I was like, oh, go check that. As I was paying, I'm like, can you check the tag on that for me, Katie? Let me know if that's what I think it is. And she comes back and she goes, I think that's what you thought it was. And it didn't have a price tag on it. And they refused to price it for us. And they refused, even we went and got a manager, the manager refused to price it for us. Now, generally at Savers, if something doesn't have a tag, we bring it up, they price it for us. There's never been a problem. That's just the way they do things. I know a lot of places don't price things if it doesn't have a tag because they get people popping tags all the time trying to get a better price, and they just don't want to give them that advantage. The difference being we didn't bring it up to the register. It was already there. They said they had taken it and they wouldn't price it for someone else because it didn't have a tag. So they had to send it back and have their pricing people reprice it. Crazy. That's not the way Savers works in general. So I kind of argued a little bit and then I was like, fine. So we actually drove back. We put it in part of our driving routine when we were doing all of our sales to go back and get it. And I did go back and get it. Katie went in for me.
She was,
It's new with tags because I was starting to get pissy with them the night before and she didn't want me to get mad. So we got there when they opened, and I was able to get the shirt. And really what it is it's a rain spooner shirt. It's new with tags, but it's one of their limited editions that they do for the, for different sports teams. And it has all the different world championships and stuff on it. It was new with tags, 2018. This should sell for at least $100, might be a little bit more than $100.
I say 150.
It's a 2XL. And I got it for, it was about $10. It was $10.99, 20% off. Then you had the taxes. It's about $10.
Yeah.
So I would have paid more for it. If they had put a $20 price tag on it on that day when we asked for it, I would have paid that. But that's the thing. They wouldn't price it. And then when we went there and spoke to the, Katie went in and talked to the manager, that people that we see all the time during the week and during the day, they were like, why the heck wouldn't they price it for you?
Yes. The main manager was there and she was kind of like, what? Okay, guys. So we're over the 100 thumbs up. We were way up north and going to an estate sale, and we saw a Goodwill, and we're like, let's just go to the Goodwill here, because we never go to Goodwills, hardly ever. And we certainly don't go to the Goodwill way up north Las Vegas. So we went in there. I looked through all the t-shirts. I hate the way they have their t-shirts, because you either have to, they're way up high or they're way down low. And so it always hurts my arm to like.
Show grandma wants. Sorry, keep talking.
To look through all those t-shirts. Yeah, it just looks like that.
Sorry, it's on a hanger.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm just like getting irritated because I'm like, once again, nothing good at Goodwill. I hate going to the Goodwills here. And I only found like 2 t-shirts just to flip at Buffalo. So I was like, ugh, and I was done. And I went to go find her, and she found something in the women's that was misplaced. And what is it?
I paid $5.99.
She paid $5.99, you guys. $5.99. She paid $5.99, guys.
It's 2-sided with the big old trefoil in the back.
$5.99. How do you think I feel about that?
1988, true vintage, made in the USA. Adidas with a huge logo on it.
It's white. How many stains does it have on it?
0.
It's white. It's over 30 years old, and it's got no stains.
I'm gonna list it for about. There are a couple listed. There's actually only 1 or 2 listed that are somewhat similar to this. And again, people price things too low. I'm probably gonna price it around 200, and see where it goes from there. I mean, I've definitely found things for $150, $200 before, but yeah, it's good.
Seriously, guys. So I was walking over to her to tell her how annoyed I was and how I was just like, ugh, I hate going to Goodwill. And then she's like, look what I found for $5.99. Oh, I hate you so much.
You're welcome.
She's not going to give it to me, you guys. That's okay.
No.
But, people ask us if we're competitive, and really, we always say this. We're only competitive when it comes to sourcing. Because we're not competitive. When it comes to sales, I am happy for her to have more sales than me. It does not.
And vice versa. I'm happy when she
does. I don't care. That. As long as like my sales are not like horrendous, and it's not like any kind of competition thing. It's more like I'm not making any money at all. I'm always happy when she's making lots of money. So the only time I feel competitive is when she finds something super cool, and I'm like, especially when I was like so annoyed because I hadn't found anything good. Is that everything of yours?
I've got a couple more things, but it could be everything because we've been going for a long time.
No.
Yes.
Hey, you guys, you want to stop now? Do the 200 people watching wants to stop?
It's made in the USA.
We could just stop right now. You don't need to see the rest of the cool stuff we have.
Are you done? Do you have more?
Yeah, I've got more.
All right, go. You got more.
Including my shoes that Sonny wants to see.
Christine Peroni's in the house. She never comments on the YouTube. Although she was so cute, she left a little business card. She lives here in Vegas. She left a little business card on the car window the other day. She must have driven by when Katie was at the Savers because she didn't. Sometimes we run into her when we're out, but she put it on. It
was like stuck in the door.
Hi. She's so cute.
Yeah, I took pictures. Christy, I took pictures of it and I sent it to Vicky because it had a little note on it. It was really cute.
Oh yeah, so Katie's not getting it. Sorry guys.
I'm not getting it, you guys. Nope. It's okay. I've gotten plenty of amazing things, but I was just like so jealous.
I sell men's clothes too, and I very rarely get to find them because I'm usually with her. And I don't get to source in the men's department, so I don't care how sad she is. She's gonna suck it up.
We both snorted.
We give each other stuff all the time, but this one, I'm
we do.
keeping.
I'm super jealous, but let me tell you, it's great. Anyway, so I have a few more t-shirts and then these shoes that I teased a little bit on the show. So this, I've talked about this before, Lee Sport. Some people kind of poo-poo the brand because this is, you know, this is like a Kmart brand, Lee Sport, Nutmeg.
I saw the sweatshirt, a Lee Sport sweatshirt for $60 on Etsy last week.
Yeah, but people think it's a lesser than brand because it's not starter or whatever. But let me tell you, this is new with tags. This is dead stock, new with tags. I got this at Buffalo, so I paid like $12 for it. It's just a really cool 1997. This is 1997 back-to-back NBA champions, the Bulls, and it's cool because it's actually in gold embroidered Bulls. But you can see it says when you look down at the bottom. So the Lee Sport, and it also says Nutmeg, because those brands kind of, so those brands are, I don't know if they're owned by, like, it's part of the same company, because sometimes the tag says Nutmeg, sometimes it says Nutmeg Mills, and sometimes it says Lee Sport. But they were sold a lot like Kmart and stuff like that. But it's just like really nice. It's a cool Bulls t-shirt.
You know what, Jen, you're right. Jen's like, even Lee mom jeans are having a moment. They kind of are.
And Lee jackets. Yeah. Okay, so this next one, I love like motorcycle stuff, the vintage motorcycle stuff. This is a tank top. It's in really good condition. I don't even know if it's really been worn much. I wouldn't say it's dead stock necessarily, but if it's been worn, it's only been worn like one time. This is a Black Hills Rally Sturgis 1996. It's just got like a really cool graphic on the front, Harley Davidson motorcycles. So the front's cool, and then, but even better is the ridiculous back. This is, I'd rather see my sister in a whorehouse than my brother on a Honda. So this is just a ridiculous and tacky 1996 vintage motorcycle or tank top. I love it. I haven't listed this yet, but I'll probably list it for like, I don't know, $47.99, or should I go all the way up to $70?
Not Sturgis, Wisconsin. Sturgis the bike rally, which is in, where is it?
Is it in Utah, or is it?
I thought it was Colorado.
Or is it?
I thought it was Colorado.
Or is that one of the one in South Dakota?
Oh, South Dakota. Yeah, South Dakota.
Sorry, guys. Anyway, I think that's pretty awesome. It's funny. It's funny. All right, last two items. I'm just going to wrap it up, and then you can show your last couple of things.
Yeah, I have.
You have a few dresses?
I had 4 or 5, but it's dresses. I'll do them all fast.
Yeah. So this, I love this, and I don't know if this is the way it was made, if this is what somebody did to it after. It is totally roached out. It's got holes. It's bleached. It's faded, and it's glorious. This is a Tasmanian Devil Charlotte Hornets t-shirt. It says Ultimate 360, and it's just all bleached out, single stitch, holes in the back. It is just worn to heck. Worn to heck.
Worn to heck.
Worn to heck. But it's fabulous. I actually paid like $19.50 for it at Buffalo, but I don't care because I'm going to sell this sucker for like $100 because I think it's beautiful. That's my challenge to myself. What do you think?
Good luck.
It's like all good luck. It's all faded and ugly. But listen, I
wouldn't have paid $20, but I would have bought that too. But I
did have credit, so again, it wasn't actually $20 out of my pocket. But so this is a fantastic T-shirt. I love this kind of stuff. Yeah, $19.50. But
Taz said, "I need that. I'm Taz and live in Charlotte."
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't pay. It's probably like I paid more, like let's say $14 or $13 because I brought in this bunch of stuff for trade, traded up. But I'm telling you, I bet I'll sell this for $100. Just you watch. All right, last thing. So I said on the sourcing video that I don't normally like to do used shoes. I just don't, unless it's something that's going to sell for a lot. I don't like the hassle of having to clean them and having to stand by like quality. What's happening? I
just want to interrupt you for 1 second. Karen, if you watch the sourcing video, Katie explains exactly how the credit works.
You bring stuff in, they'll pay, they buy clothing every day, all day, and they'll pay cash or they'll give you credit. And credit is better than cash if you're going to buy stuff to source because they give you 50% of what they sell it for. So for a t-shirt that sells for $12, they'll give you $6 credit to spend in the store. So if I can get a t-shirt for $3 and then trade it for credit for $6, I just doubled my $3, the value of it. So
part of knowing where to start pricing if you can't find solds or comps, part of that is just knowledge over time, just learning learning your craft, learning what you sell, learning what sells and what you think it will sell for. And then in Katie, in my case, you know, learning the average sale price of something and then bumping it up by at least 30 or 40% because that's how we do.
Or sometimes like I'll see everybody selling stuff for cheap and I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like I think the value, like those Cliff Ingalls sweaters, like people just undersell. Anyway, so I don't generally I don't usually thrift used shoes. I buy a lot of new ones. But these ones, I saw them on the shelf and I could not believe that they were not behind the counter. I'll give you a little hint. Somebody tell me real quick who can say it first. What might this shoe be? Anybody? Anybody? We'll give you guys a second. These are used, but they're in fantastic condition. There's a little bit of wear on the bottom. You can see like a little bit of the discoloration, the black on the bottom. But we'll see if somebody can figure out what these shoes might be. We'll give them a minute because there's like a delay. They're Vans. And they're Toy Story. Sunny said Vans, Susan said Toy Story, and Erin said Toy Story Woody.
Which is super topical because Toy Story 4 came out this week.
Yeah, see, you know they're Vans because they have the Star of David on the bottom of them. Seriously, that's what the waffle weave in there. It's kind of funny. Anyway, Toy Story Vans. Check it out. This is a Disney Vans collaboration, Disney Pixar collaboration with Vans for Toy Story, which is awesome because, like she said, Toy Story 4 is out right now. But this is like kind of the take on the Woody kind of cowboy boot, but done in one of their high tops. And it's got these are leather, and it's got the little cactus embroidered on the side of it. And these are in excellent condition. They're a little bit of a smaller size. They're size 7 men's, so they're 8.5 women's. But these actually sell for quite a bit. If they were a brand new pair, they could sell upwards of $250.
What?
They are, I'm going to try to sell them. I have them priced right now. I want to try and sell them for like, I'm going to try to sell them for like 150. Maybe the lowest I'll go is 100. But they were $25 and 25% off of that. I listed them. I don't remember what I listed them for. But yeah, look at that. No, the red Nikes were they were orange, but they were not fake, but they were not worth buying.
Yeah, they weren't worth picking up.
Yeah. But anyway, I think these are pretty cool.
See, I don't need to give her my sweatshirt. It's the same price.
Yeah, but that's way cooler, man. That's way cooler. But yeah, I already priced these. And again, there's none of this size available, so that's another thing. So these ones, and the sell-through is pretty high. If you look at Toy Story Vans shoes, there's like 300 listed right now. And if you look at the solds over the last 90 days, like 289 have sold.
Yeah,
so
that's
a really good sell-through. And so that's kind of one of those things you want to look at. Like if you look at something, you're like, oh, this sold for $100. And then you realize, oh, there's 1,000 of them listed and only 5 of them have sold the last 3 months. That tells you like, it's going to be slow going.
Okay. You done?
That's it.
All right. I just have a couple more things. Real cute Lily Pulitzer dress that I picked up for $7. Got some little flip-flops on the bottom. I'll probably sell this for about 50 or 60. I always talk about the vintage, so I just want to show a couple pretty vintage pieces that I picked up. This is a small polyester dress. This is like late 60s, early 70s. It's fully lined, but it's tiny. I paid about $4 for it, and I'll probably sell this for about between 40 and 50.
Very nice, very nice. What are you looking at?
What was that? I didn't see Andy tagged on Vicky's hoodie. Yeah. Another vintage Hawaiian dress with some great colors. Kind of a sleeveless Hawaiian dress. I wouldn't call this one a muumuu because it does have a fitted waist and a little bow, but it is a made in Hawaii vintage dress. Casual something, Hawaiian Village, Sun Fashions of Hawaii, nothing, but I paid about $9 for it. I'll probably sell this one for about 60 or 70.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like this one.
This one was kind of pretty. This one is it reminds me of the dresses that I showed last week, but so this is a little bit of, it could be considered more of a muumuu style, but the pattern and the fabric is definitely more African than Hawaiian. So it's got these kind of cool bell sleeves, short sleeves with these big bell sleeves, and this great caftan type of long dress with like, yeah. So This is definitely like a new, kind of like an African type of dress, African style. So this was $7.50. I'll probably sell that one for about $75.
Ridiculous.
This is my favorite that I picked up this week, other than the dress that I'm talking about. If this were my size, this would be my wedding dress, even though I already bought one.
Hey, Fishy for Profit with Ricardo's is new to the channel. Welcome to the channel.
Hi, Ricardo. So this dress I did pay up a little bit for. I did pay $20 for this, but this is a true vintage 1950s. It's like got a scalloped neckline, strapless, all lace, big huge skirt, white. They call this like a prom dress or party dress, and it's more of a
what's the brand?
The brand on this one is called Mike Benet Formals. It doesn't.
That doesn't really matter. Right?
Doesn't really matter. Brand doesn't matter. And then put the metal zip in the back, and it's just a really pretty back. So I paid $20 for it. I think I'm gonna get it. It's got a big, huge crinoline, netting underneath. It's a big poof skirt. So I expect to get somewhere around $200 to $250 for this dress. And that's it. That's all she wrote.
Well, we still have 200 people watching right now. We're going to wrap up. But hey, I wanted to say, I don't say this very often, but I wanted to remind you guys, if you're not subscribed to our channel, right down below, if you could go ahead, I guess this is over here because we're probably going to be turned around. I don't know. Anyway, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe. We're getting really close to 7,000 subscribers, like within the next week. And so if you've been watching us, if you watch us somewhat regularly, go ahead, subscribe. If you want to make sure you get notifications, click on the little bell next to the subscribe button. But yeah, we're closing in real close on 7,000, which is crazy.
Yeah. And Adam, yes, that's vintage. It's like 1950s, late 1950s. So that's it. That's all she wrote. So we did an hour and 40 minutes show today. Sorry, not sorry.
So remember, guys, we'll be on a regular time on Wednesday for the Boss Up and List show at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will not be doing a Sunday show next week because we will be in San Francisco for Pride with eBay. And so make sure you are following us on Instagram so you can catch our live videos and updates that we're giving there. But we will be doing a special No Pants Friday After Dark show. We haven't done one in a while. We will be doing a special show on Friday night. So to make up for the fact that we are abandoning all of you this next weekend. So please come and hang out with us. And you know how it is. You know how the After Dark shows are. They get a little wild and crazy. Maybe we'll do some stuff to make it a little extra wild and crazy to make it worth your while. I don't know. Maybe we'll give out a couple of prizes. I think we can give out some prizes. In fact, I know we can give out some prizes.
Give out some prizes.
In fact, I've got some very topical prizes for you guys. And it's something that is currently sold out that you cannot get anywhere. And we will be giving them away. We have a couple of them, and I'm not going to say what they are. You don't even know what it is. You do, but you just are not following me right now. But that's okay. I've got some stuff to give out. We will give out some cool prizes. So Friday night, I don't know what time yet. Just pay attention to our show. It'll get scheduled. We'll schedule it like on Thursday, so you should be able to find out. But come hang out with us, guys. It'll be really fun. I can't give you a hint. That is the hint. We're not available anywhere. You want one. You need one. I promise you.
Cindy, thanks for watching. She just found our channel a few days ago and has been binge watching.
Yay!
Dupage Piquer, there may be snacks.
Oh, there'll be snacks. There'll be snacks.
It's a Friday night. There may be snacks.
There might even be a beer or two. I don't know.
And Adam, thanks for watching. Adam just hit 1,000 subscribers. So some of you guys definitely helped push him over the edge, and we appreciate
He just hit 1,000?
Yeah.
That is awesome. And I hear getting for anybody who's tried building a YouTube channel, I hear now when you hit 1,000, it's pretty quick to get to the
this woman that I follow, Lavender Clothesline, who is fantastic. She's another great YouTube seller. She sells exactly the same kind of stuff that I sell and she's a great reseller. She just started a YouTube channel like 2 weeks ago, hit 1,000 subscribers, and was monetized already. All within 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
She has a huge following on Instagram, which I'm sure has helped because it takes a bit to grow. Like ours, we're a little slow as far as our growth, but we have some great loyal watchers, so we appreciate you all.
We love you guys. Anyway, thanks for watching again, and we will see you later this week, and definitely for No Pants Friday After Dark edition. It's going to get wild and crazy. We're giving out prizes, so please, and if you haven't subscribed to us, go ahead and do it right now.